Hi guys, it's Joe Frawley here. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial video on how to tie ties. There are 4 main ties that I'll be teaching you to use today. 4 in hand, the prat, half Windsor and the full Windsor. Knowing how to tie at least one of these knots is a very important part in a man's life, and getting the right tie for the right occasion could determine if you leave the bar with a girl or a crushed spirit. The full Windsor knot is the first knot I will be teaching you how to tie. The Windsor knot is a thick, wide and triangular tie knot that projects confidence. It would therefore be a knot of choice for presentations, jobs, interviews, courtroom appearances, etc. It is best suited for a spread collar shirt, and it's actually quite easy to do. Start with the wide end of your necktie on the right, extending about 12 inches below the narrow end on the left. Then cross the wide end over the narrow end. Bring the wide end up through the loop between your collar and your tie. Then bring the wide end back down. Pull the wide end underneath the narrow end and to the right. Back through the loop again and to the right again, so that the wide end is inside out. Bring the wide end across the front from right to left. Then pull the wide end up through the loop again. Bring the wide end down through the knot in front. Using both hands, tighten the knot and carefully draw it up to the collar. Congratulations, you did it. Half Windsor is the next tie we'll be learning to tie. The half Windsor knot is a modest version of the Windsor knot. It's a symmetrical and triangular tie knot that you can use with any dress shirt. It works best with somewhat wider neckties made from a light to medium fabric. Start with the wide end of your necktie on the right, extending about 12 inches below the narrow end on the left. Then cross the wide end over the narrow end. Bring the wide end around behind the narrow end. Then bring the wide end up, pull through the loop and to the right again. Bring the wide end around the front and over the narrow end from right to left. Again, bring the wide end up through the loop. Then bring the wide end down through the knot in front. Using both hands, tighten the knot and carefully draw it up to your collar. Well done. The next tie we'll learn to tie is the prat knot. The prat knot, also known as the Shelby knot, is a tidy and fairly wide, yet not as wide as the Windsor knot. It is well suited for any dress shirt and somewhat wider neckties, made from light to medium fabrics. Start with the necktie inside out, with the wide end on the right extending about 12 inches below the narrow end on the left. Then cross the wide end under the narrow end. Take the wide end over and under the narrow end. Pull the loop and tighten. Then take the wide end over to the right. Pull the wide end up behind the loop, and finally bring the wide end through the knot and tighten gently. Adjust it up to your neck. Congratulations, you did it. The last knot we will be learning is the 4-in-hand knot, one of the easiest knots. The 4-in-hand knot makes a narrow, more discreet and slightly asymmetrical tie knot. It's best suited for a standard button-down dress shirt and works best with wide neck ties. While this tie knot can be worn by anyone, it looks especially well on men with shorter necks, as the knot's rather narrow and elongated form stretches the perceived height of the neck a tiny bit. Start with the wide end of your necktie on the right, extending about 12 inches below the narrow end. Then cross the wide end over the narrow end. Turn the wide end back underneath the narrow end. Continue by bringing the wide end back over the front of the narrow end. Then pull the wide end up through the loop around your neck. Hold the front of the knot loosely with your index finger and bring the wide end down through the front loop. At last, remove your finger and tighten the knot carefully to the collar. Well done, that's it. You now know how to tie the 4 basic tie knots. With this impressive arsenal, you will be equipped for any occasion and any suit. All the ladies will be commenting on how cool your tie looks. Congratulations.